Many insurance agents treat Medicare and ACA leads like they are the same thing, but in reality, they behave very differently. The consumer journey is different, the compliance environment is different, the timing is different, and the sales process should be different too. If agencies misunderstand those differences, they end up building the wrong campaigns around the wrong consumers. That creates frustration, lower conversion rates, wasted ad spend, and weak long-term ROI. A lot of lead performance problems are not actually lead problems, they are process problems. Many agencies buy leads without fully understanding who the consumer is, where they are in the buying cycle, how much intent they have, or how they should actually be worked. That is especially true in health insurance, because Medicare and ACA consumers behave very differently once they enter the funnel. The agencies scaling successfully in 2026 usually understand those differences very clearly. Let's start with Medicare. Medicare leads are usually tied to a more defined life event. That could be someone turning 65, shopping during AEP, reviewing plans during OEP, or qualifying for a special enrollment period. The important thing is that the consumer often has a clearer reason for shopping. The timeline is usually more structured. And because of that, Medicare consumers often show stronger intent than broader insurance shoppers. Many are actively comparing plans and actively looking for guidance from a licensed agent. This is one reason inbound calls work so well in Medicare campaigns. The consumer is already engaged. They picked up the phone. They are actively looking for help right now. That creates stronger conversations, faster decisions, and often higher conversion rates. Inbound calls also fit well into the current Medicare compliance environment. With CMS regulations becoming stricter around consent and communication, inbound traffic continues to play a very important role in compliant Medicare marketing. Many agencies are willing to pay more for stronger intent and faster movement through the funnel. At the same time, Medicare is not automatic. Consumers still compare options, carriers are still competitive, and many consumers are taking longer to decide than they did a few years ago. That means agencies still need strong scripting, strong compliance, fast response times, and disciplined follow-up. A high-intent lead still fails if the sales process is weak. This is where a lot of agencies struggle. They assume lead quality alone solves everything. Usually it does not. ACA leads behave differently. These consumers may be shopping because of income changes, job changes, self-employment, loss of employer coverage, subsidy eligibility, or family coverage needs. That creates a much broader consumer market. And because the audience is broader, ACA campaigns often produce much larger lead volume. But that also creates more variability in timing and buying intent. Some consumers are ready immediately. Others are still researching options or trying to understand how marketplace changes affect them. This is one reason many agencies use age leads heavily in ACA campaigns. Age leads allow agencies to build larger outbound pipelines at a much lower acquisition cost. Instead of paying high prices for limited real-time traffic, agencies can generate more conversations and more total opportunities over time. That matters because ACA sales often require education, multiple touchpoints, and strong follow-up systems. Many consumers do not enroll after a single phone call anymore. That is why disciplined cadence matters so much. The biggest mistake agencies make is trying to force one lead strategy onto every market. Medicare and ACA are not identical. Inbound calls, age leads, real-time forms, and follow-up campaigns all serve different purposes depending on the consumer and the situation. The agencies that scale successfully usually understand where urgency matters, where affordability matters, where compliance matters, and where long-term pipeline development matters. That is what creates balance. The strongest agencies rarely rely on one lead source alone. Instead, they build systems. A common approach looks something like this: inbound calls for high-intent Medicare opportunities, age leads for scalable ACA outreach, additional channels layered in for volume and testing, and strong follow-up around everything. The real advantage usually comes from combining lead mix, timing, scripting, cadence, and compliance awareness. That is where long-term growth usually starts. In 2026, Medicare and ACA leads can both perform very well. But they scale differently, they convert differently, and they require different sales strategies. The agencies winning today are usually the ones building systems around consumer behavior, timing, follow-up, and process instead of simply chasing more lead volume. That is what creates stronger pipelines, better economics, and more consistent long-term growth.